Mic check. Mic check. 1, 2, 3. What's good with everybody? Appreciate you guys so much for tuning in. The name is Law Nation. This will be an interactive show. I really appreciate you guys on this beautiful, beautiful Saturday. And the link to join the show should be at the top of the page on my YouTube page. If you guys would like to join in to have a casual conversation with me, to be a part of the show, be sure to click the link. And this is a freestyle, laid-back type of groove. Let me know if you guys can hear me pretty well. Let me know if the audio is straight before we get things going. If this is your first time ever joining in, my name is Law Nation. We talk Cowboys sports, football, and beyond. Heading into this particular training camp, there are still some unknown things that we got to go over. The unknown things will be how in the world will this offense look like? Because we got rid of the offensive coordinator, right? That's one thing. What this special team will look like, because we no longer have the old kicker. We got a new kicker. And going into the third year of Dan Quinn's defense, what will this defense look like? Now, I'm with the belief that this defense will still be a situation whereas we look at it and we will see growth patterns, meaning that this defense started from here when Dan Quinn got here and is going to elevate itself. Elevation is good. Elevation is great. And normally when it's your third year into a defense, people will play faster. People will understand the assignment better, right? So the imprint of the mindset of Dan Quinn should be formulated everywhere. Yeah. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Thank you. Amanda Brown says the audio is straight. Thank you so much. Shout out to y'all so much. And listen to Stephen White right here. Like, sub, share, hit the bell. Yes, indeed. I love it when I have my snipers out there, you know. Shout out to Sniper Gang. So appreciate y'all. All right. Willie, what's good with you? He says Law is going to work out. Go Cowboys. And that's what I believe. I'm with the mindset that it will work out. It's going to work out. The philosophy of having these guys out here already knowing what to do, especially on the defensive side. I get so many people to hit me up and say, well, Law, you know, the defense was straight last year. We had some hiccups. Where were the hiccups? The interior play, right? We had issues on stopping the run. We had issues on stopping the run. We had issues on stopping the run. Well, the Cowboys drastically helped all of that out by going into this mindset of bringing in a big Jonathan Hankins to pair up with the guys that we had. My guy, Osa, last year was his best season. I'm thinking that he's going to add to that. Yes, Cuban. Yeah, we live. Appreciate you so much. Keep up the good work. Appreciate you, Chuck. Thank you so much on this beautiful Saturday. Live interactive show. If you're watching, be sure to click on the link that's on the top of my YouTube page to be a part of the episode. Where my Facebook people at? Where y'all at? Yeah, I don't hear y'all. I don't see y'all. So make sure y'all click the notification bell on the Facebook side. My thing is, and when I said this before, looking back at 2022 season, our problems. First and foremost, I think that we were a little too easy going on the wide receiver thing. We said that, yeah, we're going to try this philosophy one more time with the wide receiver with committee. It blew up in our face. Now, granted, the blessings, we came out with the ability to be 12-5 last year, and that was a little risque. But we should have had a better plan and approach to that, right? Neither here nor there. The Cowboys figured it out. We finished the season 12-5. Dak Prescott, who is the topic of everybody's conversational pool this offseason, had one of his worst seasons ever. I think we go all the way back to this philosophy and feeling Dak Prescott had one of those 2017 type of seasons, right? And that was his previous worst season. But I think that 2022, by the experience of Dak Prescott, he was able to at least keep us afloat. And we never put in these things with context. Coming off of a broken thumb, there were going to be some dissipations with his game, right? So removing all of that, hear me out, we still managed to win games. We still managed to get from the 27th ranked offense when he came back down to the top 5 offense. So that was not just by chance, but that was at least seeing that this dude had some ability to scale and get better, right? Cowboy Nation, shout out to you, Patrice. She says, new media wins, y'all. Hit that like button, share, subscribe. This is nothing but the best. Appreciate you.
Sacrifice, don't give up.
Don't give up, y'all.
Everything will be all right on any given Sunday. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Yes, indeed. New media. If you guys are part of the new media squad, let me know. Hit new media in the chat. All right. So heading into this, come on, somebody. If this is going to be an interactive show, y'all click the link on the chat or click the link that's on the top of my YouTube page and jump on in. And if you are a part of the Facebook squad, click the link, jump on in with your thoughts, with your conversations. I want to know how you guys feel. I know you guys just not waking up. Wipe the sleep out of your eyes. Jump on in because I ain't going to be live for long now. I want to know y'all thoughts. And especially even if you have the difference of the opinion. I always say this, those who are convinced against their will is of the same opinion still. So jump on in. I don't fight. I ain't going to fight you. Come on in. Kelly, appreciate you. He says, I'm working at the office while listening to you. Okay, I don't want you to lose your job then. I don't want you to lose your job. No, don't lose your job. Dope Meister, appreciate you. Here's what we got right here. Willie says, I believe Dak is going to bounce back stronger. The O-line and D-line is better this year than it was last season. The D-line for sure. The offensive line, I believe by strategy, if you bring in a better strategy, this offensive line should be better. And hear me out. I get it. 4 out of the 5 guys last season on the offensive line part of it, they were in a situation whereas we had to build a plane while it was in the air. Now, heading into this season, the 2023 season, we should already know that Tyron Smith, he's going to go down, right? But we should plan accordingly. I tell people this too, write this down for those who listening. It's better to be prepared for an opportunity and not have one than to have the opportunity and not be prepared. So when you start thinking about Tyron Smith, you got Tyler Smith, Tyler Biotish, Zach Martin, and then, of course, Terrence Steele. Reports and news out there that Terrence Steele elevated his situation. He's moving around real smoothly. But we got to be ready for that moment because if he goes down, if he's not ready for week 1, there would not be grievances, right? There would not be mercy. There would not be any grace because they would still view Dak Prescott as the issue, regardless of what's surrounding him, right? So the Cowboys must first and foremost get things going with that offensive line, and it starts this particular offseason heading into training camp. They must figure out who will be their swing tackle. who will be the guy that can stand tall and sit right into a situation and not fold up like a wallet or a lawn chair? Yes, indeed. Speaking up, I'm prepared. Appreciate you, Stephen White. Appreciate you. No excuses. Yeah. With that, because they are ahead of it, there should be no excuses with the offensive line, right? Like there should be no excuses with the kicking situation. We brought in Brandon Aubrey, right, to compete. So the kicking, the special team itself, those boys going to have to figure it out. And it all starts during this training camp. Yes, indeed. I got my guy, Jay Lombardi. Dak Prescott needs to play some preseason this year. I agree 1,000,000%, because one thing I do see and one thing I do check out is what the greats do. And I've seen with my natural eyes Tom Brady. As much as people can say what they want to say, Tom Brady, every year he's in the preseason game, and you got to pull him up out of there just to get him off the field or what have you. So I like saying that. All right, I got my first person in the building. Mickey, you're live. You're live.
Hey, what's going on, Law? How you doing?
All is well. Can't complain. Can't complain. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Can you hear me?
Hold on. Yeah. Hold on real quick.
Okay.
Yo, hello. You still there? Mickey. What's up, man? What's up, Brandon?
What's up, Law?
Nothing to it. How you living, man? Got a chance to see you, man. How you feeling, bro?
Oh man, I'm just looking good, man. I'm black and highly favored, man, as Charlamagne like to say.
So what you got for it, man? I had to go and get the kid. Kid was having a fit right now, but you know it's all taken care of. You know it's Saturday. You know how it goes. Talk to me, man.
Look, I understand that my kids they playing the game right now. I just wanted to say, man, again, man, you know, we have no excuses this year. I was listening, I was looking at some stuff and like on Twitter, and you got some of the Cowboy content creators. They love posting, hey, you know, Dak is this, you know, was this number of quarterback. He actually played like the second bit or whatever. I don't know excuses. We got a loaded roster. To me, our receivers are pretty good. Our running backs are pretty good. Our O-line is like probably average to above average. Our defense, I believe, is elite. I think there will be no question about that. Our defense is elite. So all I'm saying is I don't want no excuses this year with Dak Prescott or about this offense because Kellen Moore is gone. That's what y'all told me.
Okay, so when you say excuses, what do you mean? Like, give me some more. Can you expound on that? Like, break it down. Like we win in the game and we lose because the kicker can't make the kick. Will that be on Dak Prescott or will that be my friend on the kicker?
Excuses. I'm not talking about. We didn't have too many of those games. I'm talking about excuses like a particular Thanksgiving day when Dak Prescott throws the ball into the feet of Noah Brown. Now, I know you guys want to blame Noah Brown for everything and say he's a terrible receiver, but he cannot catch the ball with his feet. I'm talking about games where you miss Tavon Austin up the sideline for a touchdown that could have possibly tied the game. I'm talking about stuff like that. I'm talking about playoff games where you throw multiple interceptions in plus territory and in that gave the 49ers the ball with like goal to go. I'm talking about mistakes like that. I'm talking about when it matters. I'm not talking about being the Carolina Panthers who was 2-0 or 3-0 and we beat them and thought we was a magical team. I'm not talking about stuff like that. I'm talking about when it matters. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, I'm gonna let Mickey interject before I go on. Mickey, you're live. You're on the Nation. Hey, let everybody know who you are and everything. Go ahead, spit your mind.
Hey, what's good, y'all? Hey, my name is Nikki, y'all. Just checking in real quick. How y'all doing?
How
I'm
you
doing
doing?
well.
Good.
I'm doing great.
Good. Hey, I think I do agree with you. And I kind of came in late. I didn't catch your name. I'm sorry.
It's
I'm
all good.
Brandon.
Oh, nice to meet you. I just see you, Brandon. I just want to say I do agree with you on most of your points. We do, Dak and also the team in general. You have to step up when it does matter. Yeah, I'm not gonna say like games in week 3 and 4 don't matter because games like that do kind of build up the chemistry of the team and do kind of those kind of wins do kind of stack up. And at that point, not saying that it didn't matter, but at that point, Carolina's defense was doing kind of something, and they were known for being the number 1 defense at that time. So us kind of coming in and kind of breaking up, their so-called streak. It was granted, it was early in the season, but those kind of things kind of do something for the mentality of the team as well.
I don't disagree with you.
Well, here's the thing. It's always this with the Cowboys. When it's a big game, we win. Hey, man, the quarterback on the other team was 45 years of age. All right. And even at that Carolina's game that you was talking about, I think that they were 3-0 heading into that game. And we were able to beat them. But there were a lot of people saying that the last time the Cowboys played that particular quarterback, I think his name was Sam Darnoldson, they said that, hey, he outplayed Dak Prescott when he was with the Jets, and he's about to do it again. And there were a lot of people I remember on ESPN and First Take. They were saying that, hey, Sam Darnold is better than Dak Prescott, Greeny, and all of those boys. I remember. I remember.
I don't mean to cut you off, but weren't they also making something of McCaffrey when he came in with his run game? Weren't we able to kind of hold him down too as well?
Yeah.
See, guys, I don't want us to get bogged down in there. We won that game. Can we explain the 49er game? Explain somebody. It's because what I've heard is Kellen Moore has been a problem. He wasn't the problem when he had the number 1 offense, the number 2 offense, or things of that nature when we're scoring points. But I do say this, so I know this is what Dak fans like to say. Dak caught all the good plays. Kellen Moore caught all the bad plays. So, I mean, my point is, all those excuses should be washed away. We got a good team. We got, to me, probably a great team. I don't want to hear nothing about Kellen Moore, Noah Brown, the O-line, Zeke not back there, wide receiver back committed, Amari.
Those were viable issues during the season, though.
The O-line wasn't playing as great. Zeke, Tony, I think Tony Pollard was good the whole year. Zeke wasn't good the latter part of the year, but it's been the same thing with him the last 2 years. His leg's been hurt. Well, his knee was hurt. So hopefully Dak fans agree. It's now or never. It's now or never. Like, how many more years we want to give Dak the same thing?
I will agree with you on that one. I will agree on that one. He does this year have Dak and the Cowboys in general do have no excuses this year going in 2023.
And go ahead, Law.
Nah, well, I get what you're saying. That is a situation where we can always look back at any game and say, hey, if this quarterback didn't cause this turnover, we will win, right? I can look back at even the Eagles. They're in the biggest and the brightest of the stage, right? This dude, Jalen Hurts, played a phenomenal game. But people can go back to that game and say if he hadn't fumbled the ball, right, they would have probably still been able to win that game, even though the Eagles were able to climb back and get 10 more points on the board. Everything becomes pretty much micro analyzed because you lost the game. People say before the game, there's no excuses, right? People say after the game, and when their team win, there were no excuses. But somehow when a team lose, they figure out excuses. Now they blaming the wet field. They blaming the cliques. They blaming the doggone face mask of the game, the hold that was called, but it shouldn't have been called and things like that. So I get it. Everybody will have an excuse after a loss, but it appears to me that the Dallas Cowboys' number 1 excuse is Dak Prescott, right? After he's the reason why the Cowboys been losing. Is that true?
See, that's disingenuous, and that's what Dak fans like to do. I just said Dak himself does not come through when you need him to. I didn't say he was the full reason, but I'm gonna just take the Ford in the playoff game. In the crucial moments of the playoff game, he messed up. So, and I know what y'all like to do. Well, Diggs had an interception. He could have caught that bad boy right there. Bland had an interception. He could have caught that bad boy right there. Look, guys, the defense at no point in time was the reason why we lost. And also, Law, tell me the game that Dak Prescott has carried us. I'm talking about a big game, not one of these NFC East games that we dominate in. I'm talking about, give me another game. But
the Tampa Bay Buccaneers game. He went. Look, the kicker couldn't hit water if he fell off a boat. So somehow, if we fool around and lose by 1 point or 2 points, would they've been able to say, hey, the kicker was the reason why the Cowboys lost? No, they would have still said Dak Prescott. Keep this in mind. I get it. Dak Prescott cannot turn the ball over. Also, within the confines of that, the coordinator cannot call those plays as well. It's a conundrum, and 9 times out of 10, the expectations. Here's where people got to draw the line. Do you believe that the Green Bay Packers, when they went 13-4 2 years consecutively, right? Do you believe that they were a great team? MVP back to back.
I don't think they were a great team. I think they had they were a great team.
They were a great team. So the expectations for that particular team to do something that Dak Prescott couldn't do is crazy, right? Because that particular team, Green Bay, couldn't beat the 49ers in the playoff as well. Back-to-back MVP. Back-to-back MVP Aaron Rodgers. He couldn't do what you're expecting Dak Prescott to do. They had the number 3 defense, number 1 offense in those years. So why they couldn't do it, right?
My rebuttal to that would be, are we Cowboy fans or not? Because y'all tell me I should stop criticizing Dak or move on. But then in the same instance, you guys will tell me, oh, because another team didn't do this gives Dak a break. Aaron Rodgers got beat by that. He got beat by the same team.
I'm just trying to figure out where do we draw the line in the sand. Hey, I'm just saying, like at this point, I get what you're saying, but there are not people harping on. There are not people harping on Aaron Rodgers for throwing for losing that game, for throwing a lower QBR in that game versus the 49ers. He had a lower QBR.
I asked any Cowboy fan that watched the last 2 playoffs that could have catapulted us to the next round, what do you believe was our reason of not advancing? Truly, what was the reason? If your answer is not who it should be, then you're looking for excuses. Trayvon Diggs' missed interception was not the reason we lost. Daron Blair missed interception is not the reason we lost. Because of what Aaron Rodgers didn't do against the 49ers is not the reason we lost. We have to stand on our own 10. And if we can't stand on our own 10, let's do what I say. Let's win with defense. Because clearly y'all don't want to stand on your own 10 when it comes to Dak Prescott. Y'all want to, it's about that. We got a great defense, I believe. I believe we can win with our defense. If we do what Law Nation say.
Now, see, what you're trying to do is make it just about one individual. What I'm saying is it takes a complete team in order to win.
Agree.
And that's all I'm saying.
And not just the people on the team, but also the coaches. The play calling, the personnel you insert in those play calls, like those things do matter. They're part of the game.
They do matter, but at some point, the players are on the field. If Dak is this leader that y'all say he is, what's wrong with changing plays if you don't think that's not a good play? What's wrong with that? Like we can't praise him for being this great, this foundational leader in the locker room, but when it comes time on the field, when everybody can see why are we running out of shotgun? He's been in the league long enough to know, hey, let's scrap there, let's do something else.
How do we know that he can even do that? Mike McCarthy couldn't even call plays coming in being the head coach. How do we know Dak even had authority to change plays at the line?
He's on the field. What can he do about it?
Must be on the field with the clipboard. What's he doing about it?
Look, hey, I'm a Mike McCarthy fan, but we can't ask us of him or something that he not that guy, and I don't think the organization empower him to even have a say so in that type of stuff. I think this year he do, but I can't say it's Mike McCarthy is the reason. I can't put that on. Now I can give you some credence to say Kellen Moore, may have not been right in every scenario which calling plays. I do agree with that. I'm not saying Kellen Moore was right in everything he did, but to place blame on him is, to me, insane. But I do agree with.
But it's not. I just don't think all the blame lies on one person. Like this, like it's a team game. It can also be dispersed. Blame can also be dispersed to different parts of the team, as in coaches as well as players. So I just don't think it all like some of the blame does lie on Dak for the interceptions he threw, sometimes for not changing the plays, but some blame can be placed on Kellen Moore for calling some of those plays in those situations. Like it may just be here or there where he doesn't call the right plays all the time, but if you are in that big moment in that situation and just like everyone said, you go empty on 2nd and 2, that's on Kellen Moore calling the play. That's not on Dak saying, hey, let's go empty set on 2nd and 2. That's Kellen Moore saying that. So I'm just saying that it's not just all on one person.
All I'm saying is, can we give Dak, if Dak has ownership of this team, can we please do? We don't believe Dak has the power to change plays. That's what it sounds like you just said.
I don't think that.
I'm saying in previous years. I'm saying when Kellen was calling plays, because it even not that it came out, but Kellen wasn't really even saw on the sideline. Kellen wasn't really interacting with Dak when either when he messed up or when he did good. He wasn't going on the sideline saying. The only time they really got together was when either an interception went off and they're saying this is where we went wrong on the play, but it didn't seem like Kellen was including Dak on what he wanted to call on the field. It was what it seemed like, in my opinion. It seemed like it was strictly Kellen's game plan going in.
Okay.
It's a conundrum, regardless of how you look at it, Brandon.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. I absolutely understand what you're saying.
Exactly, and I mean, because it's both sides to it. Because everyone really more than one thing can definitely be true with this organization. More than one, I believe. There's times where I believe everything we're saying can be true.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, it's just like Jason Garrett is the second most all-time winningest coach for the Dallas Cowboys, right?
True.
That's true, right? And there's no way I can out-argue that. But I'm not saying just because he hold that title that he is one of the best coaches that we ever had here. So when we start breaking down things and we start putting knowledge out there and putting things with context, meaning that, yes, 2nd and 2, I get all of that. Dak Prescott shouldn't have thrown it. He should have dropped back and ran the ball for the first down, live to play another down. I get all of that, but still the option to have the 2nd and 2 empty and have those 4 curl or hook routes is a horrible option. Just equivalent to if I'm sitting down with a child and I leave a gun and a knife at the table and say, play with it, right? Those are bad options. That's what we were saying collectively. Like this dude, Kellen Moore, not to beat him up, but he's going through growing pains. We are expecting him to do something that even Sean McVay couldn't do. Sean McVay was 0-6 versus the 49ers all time. The first game that he beat Kyle Shanahan was in the playoff, and it came from the fact that I believe one of the 49er guys dropped the ball. He dropped the INT. If that dude was able to catch and pick that ball off, it would have been another Super Bowl appearance for the 49ers. That's all we're saying. It takes a complete team to win a game.
I don't disagree. I don't want people to think that, because I know what it sounds like. I'm just Dak bashing. And if that's what it sounds like, I'm not going to try to, make you believe something different. I do understand it's a team game. Like football is the ultimate team sport.
It is.
I do believe that. I do know that. But The quarterback position is the number one position in all of sports. What your quarterback do and doesn't do matters. That's all I'm saying. We can act like that's not true, but it is. Also, before I don't know how much time we got.
I mean, it's an interactive show. The link is at the top of the YouTube page. If y'all want to jump in and have your thoughts be heard live, just click that link on the YouTube page and you can jump right on in. Y'all too, click the link. Was the process difficult?
Oh no, it was not. It was quick too.
Yeah, okay.
It was quick too.
Yeah. So grab a cup of coffee with Law. Come on, jump on in, spit your mouth.
I also want to say this because I brought him up the other day. I called in and Law just totally dismissed it because clearly y'all lied on him. And I get it. I understand. But I want to say something to Calvin Joseph. Brother, it's time. I believe this is your moment. That stuff with the situation at that nightclub, it's over, bro. It's done. It's out the way. I just believe this is your moment. You got all the talent in the world. I believe you got all the tools. I even think on your bad plays, it wasn't as bad as the fans would tell you. You just couldn't locate the ball. But it's your time, bro. I believe you one of our top 3 corners. I believe you better than Dayron Bland, but that's just me. Yeah, I said it. Calvin Joseph, I just believe, bro, this your time. Brother, please, for me, because I'm riding with you. Just stand up.
I gotta agree on that one. I don't know if I'll say it's his time, but I will say I believe it's definitely his time to get it right, or else he's gonna be gone. So you say he definitely has like you say he had big play. He even had a big play at the towards the end of that 49er game. And we know he has the talent, and he still has the we still know he has the mentality to still play this game and still want to go for that top spot. So I believe he like you say, he definitely has the talent for me. I think I'm not gonna say there's a lot of guys ahead of him, but he definitely has some things to get to, some guys to go through.
No doubt. When you look at Kelvin Joseph coming out of college, he was one of the fastest DBs coming out, right? Mm-hmm. He had unbelievable untapped potentials. It was very raw. He only played 15 games in college, and we all know, we've seen the Alabama game. We've seen what he did against Smitty. He was able to shut him down and even pick off a ball from him. I get it, but when you're playing this sport, is about the mentality and the mindset. And for whatever reason it been, mentally, he just never got over the hump by playing in the game, and he didn't have a full chance to showcase his talent. Some DBs need to take 1 or 2 games to get in rhythm. Nevertheless, the only thing that I can say holding Kelvin Joseph back is Kelvin Joseph. He need to get out there. He need to make plays. He need to get heads turned in training camp, because that will be his battleground. He can't have no freak accident, no injuries. He got to clear his mind. He was a 2nd-round draft pick, for crying out loud, and we're not looking for a 2nd-round draft pick to only be known for a special team player. So he's going to have to step up, and the only person that's holding him back is him, and he got to make his time out there to shine in training camp.
Matt, as a Calvin Joseph fan, that's spot on. I mean, I believe a man got to stand up and do what he got to do. So you just hit him with facts right there. Although we do still got to point this out. He's a special teams ace, if nothing else. Like he did his thing on special teams, but we didn't draft him like Law said, we didn't draft him in a 2nd round to do that. That's facts.
Right.
Law, I do got a question for you. If 33 are young linebacker, to me, who is your starting linebackers? And if LVE is one of your starting linebackers, is there any way someone can dethrone him?
No doubt. Let me read this super chat and we get right to it. Appreciate you, Norman. Thank you for the $20 super chat. He says, Mr. Mike McCarthy is a big reason why we had back-to-back winning seasons. And we all know it's been a while. This is our year. How about them boys 14-3 this year. Brandon, sorry, bro. You sound like you are not true blue. Now, that's his thoughts right there. Appreciate him for the $20 super chat. You know,
Everybody keeps saying it to that last.
you sound like you're not a true blue. But I'm gonna say this though. I'm gonna say this. Mike McCarthy is a big reason why we 12-5 won a playoff game last year, because he can do those little things to make the necessary preparations and make the necessary adjustments. We didn't see this in the last 20 years with the Cowboys. And finally, we getting this, and the Cowboys need to stand behind Big Mike McCarthy and lean into his philosophy and principles, meaning that, hey, let's finally insert his skill sets as it relates to scheme, purpose on plays, and bring in true football stuff. Now, from the defensive category, shout out to Dan Quinn as well. We never lost more than 5 games, or, technically 6, but more than 5 games since Dan Quinn been here. So those are things that I like to say with the marriage. Now, as far as is this questioning on you being a true blue, you're going to have to give that rebuttal. You're going to have to give that rebuttal. Ain't it right, Mickey?
How about this, Law? Please, I hope everybody hear this and hear this well. I talk about Dak Prescott as much as y'all talked about Kellen Moore. So if me talking about Dak Prescott makes me not a Cowboy fan, then cut off the channel right now, because y'all talk about Kellen Moore just as much. So stop it with that BS. Number 2, man, look, I have to spend money, time, and tears into the Cowboys. I don't even need to even go on any further. Am I a Cowboy fan? I bleed Cowboys. I don't bother me when the Cowboys play. I listen to Law Nation when I'm watching the Cowboys, only because I love Law Nation. But I love my Cowboys. Nothing y'all can say to change that. And Dak Prescott my love for Dak Prescott does not determine my fandom for the Cowboys. I know it do for y'all, but not for me. Go ahead, Law.
No, Mickey, you go ahead and have the floor. I've been talking a little too long here. Go ahead. What's your
Look, I guess I just want to talk a little. Like I said, he brought up Calvin Joseph. I kind of want to talk about the cornerbacks that we have coming in this year. This is I think like I mentioned before, I think we have a lot of depth at that position. And I think there are going to be a lot of guys battling just below, for those maybe like 4 to 6 spots. Because I think and I think our top 3 are going to be Diggs, Gilmore, and Bland. But I think for the next guys coming up, I think they're going to be hustling for that spot for playing time on the field.
No doubt. I agree. Diggs, Bland, Gilmore. The room just got difficult for Kelvin Joseph, and we want that. Iron sharpen iron, steel sharpen steel, and
Lewis too, Law.
Yeah, J. Lou. You talking about J. Lou?
Yeah, it got a little bit tough for him too.
It did. One of the things that he have a little grace and mercy on is the dude, when he was healthy, he had 3 INTs for this team. And last year, on his last play, for crying out loud,
right.
INT in that game, it just somehow a freak accident happened to him. And he's rehabbing, he's recovering now. And he's going to look at this opportunity and say, what I bring to the table is wisdom and understanding of this game. And it's not like I was playing sus when y'all got rid of me. So it's gonna be hard, but to save $5 to $6 million to cut them now, what you gonna do with the money? That's all I'm saying. The Cowboys technically got $22 to $23 million sitting in reserve. What we doing with the money, right? So
Brian Brother said it's already been earmarked.
Man, I give him what he's saying, but we need to see some tractions. We need to see something with the money being moved, because at the end of the day, the teams that pretty much go to the Super Bowl or been in the playoff deep run, they spend all of their money. They don't sit on the money. So the Cowboys better make sure that they are utilizing the money that they got to go out there to get the weapons.
Can I ask a quick question? So you only get to sign 3 of the 4. Diggs, Parsons, CD, Dak. Which 3? I want all you real Cowboy fans. I need to know. You only can sign 3 though, and we know the Cowboys. You might be able to sign 2, but I'll give you 3.
I mean,
Well, I
you got go ahead, Mickey. Go ahead. You go ahead. You go
no,
ahead.
I was gonna say, definitely Parsons for one. Parsons and Lamb definitely, because we kind of already just given Lamb that spot. We put the 88 on him. We just we had that confidence in you, and we see he got his numbers even when Dak was out, even when with that backup and multiple backups at that, he was still able to get his numbers. So I think he should be, if not Parsons, he should be the number one priority in my opinion. And then I'm gonna be real with you. As far as Diggs and who's that? Oh, Dak. I would say Prescott. I would just say last year I was kind of up and down on Diggs just because there were times where he missed some tackles. But I'm not gonna say it's a reason not to sign the guy. I'm just saying that I want him to kind of work on some of those things. But I will say it's because I don't know. I gotta be real. I wouldn't mind just because we're so deep at the cornerback room and we just signed Gilmore for extra year. Not saying that he can replace Diggs, but I gotta say it's tough. But I say right now I can't pick with you to
well, with no question at all, or no doubt about it, is Dak Prescott. You got to extend the guy. When you extend him, he will be the guy that you can go ahead and secure everyone. I get it. People have their reservations, but you pay the house mortgage first before you start tinkering around with everything else and anything else. Granted, we like what Parsons bring to the table, but collectively, you got 3 years that you can hold Parsons' feet to the fire, the 5th-year option. And on top of that, I'm not saying that the Cowboys should do this, but you do have back-to-back franchise tags that you can do with that. But that would be crazy if the Cowboys do that. But my first and foremost reasoning would be you go ahead and shore up Dak Prescott, and everything else will flow just like the water that it is. And I'm telling you, that would be Dak Prescott. Go ahead and get CeeDee Lamb and Trayvon Diggs, and Parsons himself. Everything else will work his way in. Let's not overanalyze this. Let's not outthink this and say to yourself, oh, we can find another quarterback. For everybody that sit back and say, let's go get another quarterback in the draft, you can be getting another Sam Darnoldson. You can go be getting another, let's say, for example, Trey Lance out there. You can get those guys who don't hit. You can pick up a Carson Wentz or Jared Goff. There's no true meaning that you're going to go out there and grab a good quarterback that can win you games. It could be another situation, especially knowing the Jones family. Shoot, it could be a Paxton Lynch out there that we fool around and pick up. So it's just what it is.
I guess I'm trying to win a Super Bowl, and sometimes I hear we okay with just winning a few games, because if you keep doing what you've been doing, you're gonna keep getting what you've been doing. So okay,
break it down.
So go ahead, Mickey. My bad. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying. I was just saying even this year. Not saying they completely changed everything, but they coming in this year with a different scheme. They got rid of the OC, which potentially could have problem. We of course we don't definitely know what the problem was when it comes down to it, because it's not always just going to be one thing. But this year they're trying something different. They're going to get rid of some things, bring in the new offense. They got McCarthy. They brought in Schottenheimer. So we also got to be open to the new things that they are doing. We're not doing a whole bunch of the same old thing once again. We're not doing the same old Cowboys. We did move in the offseason in the free agency. We really haven't seen that before with the Cowboys, right, as far as big names that we actually feel solid about. So I think we just gotta just be just a little bit. I don't want to say give a whole bunch of flex room, but if we're changing things, we haven't. You gotta be real. We haven't really seen anything yet. We only see OTAs. That's not really something that we can really stand on. So we just gotta. I hate to say it's a wait and see, but with us going into the year with something just a little bit different, we just gotta see what kind of comes out. At least training camp, so we can see what kind of starts brewing between these guys.
Right.
I agree. All I'm saying is if can we agree that we've been an offensive heavy team for the last 10 years? Do y'all, Mickey, y'all agree with that?
I would say outside of the years that Quinn been here, yeah. So I would say we've been a little bit defensive heavy since he got here. I mean, like you said earlier, defense is what was kind of winning us games when our offense wasn't really, was 100%.
But that's my point. So Law said he would. see, I'm gonna give Law this because I was like, of course I don't agree with it, but Law has always said from the beginning, if you extend Dak now, if you can sign everybody, you can get everything else will fall into place. So I don't really disagree with that logic. I'm just not a Dak fan. But if you telling me that is because clearly they bend on the fact that somebody is either going to take a team discount or they have moved on without telling the fans they have moved on from said player. We don't know which player, but this is the game that they play because they basically are almost about to come to the table with everybody. And if you telling me is we okay with possibly letting Trevon Diggs go, or we okay with playing a silly game with I'm a franchise our best player in the past 30 years, then go that is crazy to me to think that Law Nation said, hey, even if push come to push, and this is the same thing that people get on your Law Nation show and say we hate, but Law said we can play that game with him though. Oh, we got to figure why do that? We shouldn't even want to play the game with any of our best players. To me, the answer is simple. I believe we should go all in on defense. If this ever came to pass, I think we should go all in on defense. And because Cooper Rush has shown us a marginal quarterback can at least win you games. Nothing no different from what Dak was doing.
Yeah, come on, man. Let my guy Clebo in the house. Clebo, you're live, man. We can't hear you though, man. You gotta unmute yourself, Clebo.
Gotta unmute yourself, big dog. We want to hear it. Sound like you got something good to say.
Shout out to the Great Beard Game, but we can't hear you, Clebo.
We can't hear you.
Log out, come back in, man. Clebo talking all type of stuff, man.
Right.
Yeah, and that ventriloquist over here, Clebo. Hey, come back out and come back in, man, and we'll let you back on the stream. But to say that, I get with what you're saying with Cooper Rush, and I tell you what, he's 5-1 as a starter, or 4-1 or something like that. He won 5 games or something like that. Somebody can post his particular stat line for your mind down below. But what if I told you he's 4-1 as a starter, right?
He's 5-1 as a starter.
He's the 5-1 as a starter.
It was 4-1. Dak was in
last year, but I'm adding in 2021.
Okay, if you counting the bus game?
Yeah, no, I'm counting the 2021. I'm counting the 2021. When he was here. So what I'm saying is, what if I told you all of the games that he ever won for the Cowboys, the opposing team never scored more than 19 points. So that, my friend, you are literally asking for the Cowboys defense to be so much of a juggernaut type of defense that they're going to figure out a way to hold teams under 19 points every game.
Mickey, can I please answer this before you go? Because I know.
Let me let Clebo, you back in, dog. Come on.
Clebo can't hear you, big dog.
Clebo, we can't hear you, man. Up, down, left, right. Select A, B, start, man. Come on, man.
Turn your phone up.
Turn your phone up, man. Man, come on, man. The FBI. FBI, open up. Clebo, man. All I'm gonna say is, man. Clebo.
All I ask.
Oh, there you go.
When you lay your head on that pillow at night. I gave you
that might long over there.
Hey, Clebo, log out and come back in, man. Or if y'all know somebody that got good internet information, man, they jump on it. All right, I got my guy, man. Come on in, man. Lexington.
Uh-oh. How you doing, brother?
Okay, good, man. We doing well over here, man. You live.
I had a question for you, man. I think I posted on your last live with you and the guys. I think the other day when y'all had the round table.
Right.
And the question I had, this is for all the 4-letter networks and the people who don't like Dak. The question is, if Dak was playing for the Eagles and Jalen Hurts played for the Cowboys, would Dak still get that same hate? That's the question out there that I want to throw out there right now. See, can we get some response from that?
Let me go ahead and jump in on that right now.
Right on.
If Dak Prescott played for the Eagles, I believe he'll be their all-time passing, yardage guy, touchdown to interception guy. He will shatter most of the Eagles records, right? He will be considered an Eagles Hall of Famer because all they got is a Ron Jaworski and Cunningham and Donovan McNabb. Of course, Dak Prescott's stats are already overshadowing Donovan McNabb stuff. So I get what people are saying and the hatred that they have for Dak Prescott, but hear me out. If the role was reversed and Dak Prescott played for the Eagles and his all-time record in the NFC East was 27-7 and he was 8-3 versus us, don't you know if you getting the Eagles talking their noise now? Don't you know what they'd be saying, man? Come on, man. They'd be talking all type of Donkey Kong stuff. And on top of that, I don't think that Jalen Hurts would fare well over here with a Noah Brown. Noah Brown is so far from A.J. Brown, is far from the East from the West. They don't know the distance between the two, and that is how far Noah Brown is from A.J. Brown. So if you put Jalen Hurts over here with a CeeDee Lamb and all of those hook routes, man, come on, man. It would have been terrible for us, man. I'm just telling y'all the truth, man. I know people don't want to hear it. I get it, Brandon. Go ahead and state your case on Jalen Hurts playing over here. Come on, talk to me.
Because I'm gonna just say this. I'm gonna ask Law this. Before the Eagles got AJ Brown, were they in a rebuild? Yes or no? Were they in a rebuild?
Before they got AJ Brown?
Before they got AJ Brown, because they had just got number 6 that played for Alabama. They just got him in the first round. I'm gonna ask again.
Man,
were they in a rebuild? Because we all know Dak Prescott, when he got receiver by committee, he don't play well. So go ahead. Yeah.
Well, what I'm gonna say here, I've been doing this YouTube thing for a long time. And every year I've been live on YouTube, the Eagles fans and the Eagles community said that their team is better. That's all I know for sure. They got Slay. They got Bradbury. They got these guys on the defense. Let me know if I'm wrong in the chat, Cowboy Nation. Look, collectively, the Eagles always had the number one offensive line. They had weapons. They was praising Carson Wentz. There wasn't an Eagle fan on this side of the earth that was saying that Carson Wentz not better than Dak Prescott. I got clips because they would say literally that Carson Wentz is a heads and shoulders better than Dak Prescott. So every year the Eagles been better than the Dallas Cowboys.
We know that's not true. The year that they went in as like a 6 or 7 seed, when they was like 9, is when they barely made the playoffs and got the doors blown off them by Tampa Bay. They were not a good team.
You didn't hear the Eagles fans. You didn't hear the Eagles fans when they went 9-8.
The Eagles was trash. I hope they heard that. They trash, and they really still trash now. We're going to keep it a bean. But they were in a rebuild. And so I'm going to bring this back to his question. And this is about Jalen and Dak. We know this is facts. When Dak does have average to marginal players around him, he is god-awful. He is what led us to go trade a first-round pick to go get Amari Cooper. Facts.
I mean, you talking about that was Dak Prescott third year, by the way. The Cowboys went 10-6. Oh, look, Mickey, let me know. I'm a hush. Was that Dak Prescott third year? Let me know, Mickey.
I don't disagree with that.
Let me know.
I don't disagree with that.
Lexington, man, let me know, man. Was that Dak Prescott third year?
I just don't understand what the problem was having weapons around your quarterback.
2018, he was drafted in 16. Was that his third year?
Let's go here. Let's go here. Let's judge Dak by the new system that they playing in now. Let's not judge Dak by the system that he had from Gary now. So let's judge him now. Don't judge him back then because we know what kind of system that we were running back then. So let's judge him off of that on those merits and then see what happens.
Mr. Lexington, you right, but they said if I believe Law reported this too, they're gonna use some parts of Kellen Moore offense still, right? You know that, right?
But let me say this though. Let me say this, Brandon. So you mean to tell me if we had the Philadelphia Eagles defense in 2018? No. since you went there, I just want to just take it there. So you mean to tell me if we had the 2018 Dallas Cowboys team with the Eagles last year defense, we don't make it to the Super Bowl that year? Yes or no?
Man, the Eagles defense last year was not that good, if you ask me.
Were they better than the 2018 the Dallas Cowboys defense?
Right.
Yes, I guess. Maybe. Law, I don't. This is what I'm saying. It's everything but Dak Prescott. That's all my whole thing. It's everything but him. Kellen Moore too. Noah Brown. The wishbone. Come on. I'm talking.
Oh my God. Hey, Sunday, man, you live, man.
Noah Brown.
Sunday, turn your radio down, man. Turn your radio down. Sunday had to get on out of here.
It might have been too dark.
Yeah. So I'm just trying to say that. You know what I mean?
I understand your point, but does Dak not turn the ball over? Does that happen?
We lost in 2018 though because we got ran all over though. That's not Dak's fault.
Man, how many points? Hold on. First off, and then I want to answer some because I know Law want to make sure we gloss over this. But Law said Cooper Rush, no team scored over 19 points. I asked the public how many points did the 49ers score in the playoff game? Since Law said that the defense got to be so great. They were so great in the playoff game. They did exactly what Law asked, and we still couldn't win. How about Law Nation? Law Nation, can you hear me, Law?
Y'all just relax. Just relax. Lay your head on the pillow. You know what I mean? Let me know. Can y'all let me know in the chat? You don't have to be an Eagles fan, but for dog sure, if you are a 49ers fan, dare I say,
go ahead.
Were the Eagles defense better than the 49ers defense? Yes or no? Were the Eagles defense better than the 49ers defense? So if my understanding and my knowledge of it, I think that the Eagles defense were right there with the 49ers defense, or the 49ers defense was just above the Eagles defense. And what did Cooper Rush look like against a true defense? That's all I want to know. I just need to know. I want to know. Twin, click the link. Twin, my brother from the same mother. Jump on in. Let me know, bro. Jump on in if you can. Let me know who defense was better. What would the 49ers defense would have did to Cooper Rush? I just want to know, man. I just need to know. Come on, man.
We saw Cooper against the Eagles, too.
Hey, bro, come on.
In the second half, what'd he do, Mickey?
Come on,
in the second half, what'd he do, Mickey? In the second half,
you saw
I can hear you, Clebo. Jump on in, man. This.
Oh man, I had to turn
Yeah.
my volume up on them settings, man. My bad, bro. But
there you go.
That's what's up, man. But definitely, man. Like I know, my man with Brandon. I know you ain't feeling Dak, but you know, are you saying that that we would have won with Cooper Rush? Are you saying that?
That's clearly not what I said. Law said our defense would have had to have been spectacular, like glorious, like Ray Lewis, the 99 Raiders. We did. And our defense did exactly what Law asked, and tell me we only gave up 19 points. That's what Law said. Our defense, if our defense is elite, we won't give up more than 19, and we still lost.
Did our defense do everything they supposed to do against the Eagles? I'm just asking, man. I just want to know. Did we do against the Eagles week 5 last year, week 4, something like that? Did our defense do everything they supposed to do against the Eagles? Did. And what happened? Talk to me, man.
Hey, in the second half, Cooper Rush got his composure back. He was dealing. But you know, we came up short. The pressure got too much, so it was a prime time game. Look, he played well. He gave us a Dak type performance. We came up short.
Man.
Yeah.
Clebo, man, go ahead and give me your thoughts, man.
I mean, I caught a lot of it. I ain't trying to put words in your mouth, so I'm just trying to understand what you're saying, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I did hear you say with the 49ers, we lost twice. So are you putting both of those playoff losses on Dak, the first year and the second year?
1,000%.
Okay, this past year, I give you a lot of that. That made some ill-advised throws or whatever. But that first year, would you not agree that they was running the ball on us whenever they wanted to?
I agree with you, but I'm gonna say this: if you take out that big run for Debo, they didn't do anything on the ground. Go check the run stats and see how much we actually gave up. I think people seen that touchdown by Debo and the song we got trampled over. We gave up more yards in that Rams game than we did in that 49ers game that first time we played them. I agree they did get some runs on us, but it wasn't. Go check the rushing yards that we gave up. It wasn't as bad as people like to say it was. That's just the fact.
So
Go ahead.
So you don't think of Kellen Moore at all when Tony Pollard only got 4 touches in the whole game in the playoff game? You don't give Kellen Moore no blame on that?
Okay. Let's give Kellen Moore blame for that. But who's to blame for CeeDee Lamb not getting the ball? Who's to blame for Amari Cooper not getting the ball? Who was to blame?
Who's wrong with the play?
Hold on.
The play calling.
Does Dak not throw the ball? Hold on. So play calling means don't throw it to Amari. Don't throw it to CeeDee.
It's not 100%, but it doesn't mean Dak can just throw the ball wherever you want to throw.
Dak Prescott to the grave, boy.
Law don't do that because Law don't do that.
Look, are you implying that right now that Cooper Rush is better than Dak Prescott?
Yes, I think Cooper Rush give us just as good of a chance as Dak Prescott.
Okay,
wow.
so at that point, you know more. Hold on, you know more than 32 teams. You know more than 32 teams because when he was released, 32 teams passed up on Cooper Rush, meaning that, man, Brandon, you missing out on a prime opportunity, man. You should be a general manager because 32 teams, not 31, because they allow Cooper Rush to test the market. Nobody even gave Cooper Rush a veteran's minimum to even lace up.
Can I rebuttal to that? So Carson Wentz, since he left the Eagles, have been given countless of opportunities to be a starting quarterback. What has that done? So that logic means nothing. Just because somebody signed you a Carson Wentz has got plenty of opportunities. How did that turn out for him?
Because before Carson Wentz was injured, he was on his way to MVP numbers before he got hurt. On the Super Bowl year, he was on with MVP numbers. Cooper Rush never did that.
I just know Cooper Rush 5-1 under the same play caller of that with the same weapons, the same defense. Y'all can give me all this.
So does the 20th? So does it? My bad to cut you off. So does the 28th rank? So does the 28th rank offense? That don't mean nothing.
It don't mean nothing.
We was 5-1.
Based on your analysis, since Cooper Rush beat the Cincinnati Bengals, Cooper Rush better than Joe Burrows.
No.
Joe Burrows never beat Cooper Rush.
I never said that.
Joe Burrows never beat Cooper Rush.
I've never said just because you beat a quarterback that means don't do that. I haven't said that one time. Don't do that. Actually, y'all do that. Go ahead.
But Brandon, my bad. You said 5-1.
5-1.
But earlier you conceded that this is a team, an ultimate team sport. So,
yes, sir.
So why are you giving Cooper Rush a 5-1 record and giving him credit for that when it's an ultimate team sport? And he had a 28th ranked offense, bro. 28th ranked offense.
I can't pronounce him, Mr. Clebo. Mr. Clebo. I didn't give him. Dak has had a winning record back-to-back years. I said winning. Ask Law Nation. I call him 2-4 Dak. I don't care about regular season numbers. Y'all do. When we get to the playoffs, that's what I care about.
We don't care about.
Y'all care about regular season.
When we lost to Green Bay,
fun, man.
his first playoff appearance. When we lost to Green Bay, would you put that on Dak?
I do. I'm gonna say this again. That was you talking about the first that was Dak I believe first ever playoff. You talking about when we went like 13? I believe that was Dak first ever playoff game. No, that game when we came back, I thought Dak played amazing. But that's to me, that's the type. Dak is we should keep him between like 20 to 25 passes. Anything more than that, you asking for danger.
But
he
that's
threw
what.
more than 25 passes that game.
That was the plan for Cooper Rush. That wasn't the plan for Dak.
Man, this is
look, no, because y'all fed into this belief that Dak is a top 5 quarterback. Law Nation himself used to say Dak Prescott is a top 7 quarterback. I watched the song. He is not. He ain't even top 7 in the NFC. What?
Who? Okay, go ahead and.
I'm joking.
Yeah,
I'm joking. I'm joking.
So you saying
I'm joking.
I understand that. No. I understand you joking. But when you say he's not top 5, it's a lot of noise back there.
Yeah, it's a lot of noise.
Oh, that's my brother. I guess it's just sound like my nieces and nephews back there, man. Come on.
I don't know who you got in your top 5, but if you comparing Dak Prescott to his playoff record, who do you got above him that got better playoff records? Like, how are you judging them quarterbacks?
No. Look,
Come on. 2 and 4 Dak. Because in the last 7, hey, Brandon, in the last 7 years, he got more playoff wins than doggone Aaron Rodgers. So what's that? What's going on, man? What's going on?
so Dak, hold on, mister. Hold on, because this is the type of games Law Nation like to play. It was 2 people that held up a trophy at the Super Bowl. Yeah. So Dak Prescott is better than Aaron Rodgers. We don't believe it. You don't believe it.
Well, hey, wait a minute. Cooper Rush is better than Dak. But go ahead.
I said he give us just as good as an opportunity. I see y'all gotta stop putting words in my mouth. I said he give us just as good as an opportunity as Cooper Rush. Dak Prescott has led us to 12-4, 13-3, and he did what in the playoffs again. Cooper Rush can lose in the playoffs too if that's what we want. Dak Prescott in the NFC East, I think he is like the second best. I mean, the NFC, I think he is the second best quarterback. I don't. All right,
but you said 7 though. I need to get those names on record, man.
Second, I said. I'm talking about
you said 7. Dak Prescott is the 7th best quarterback.
So
he's the second best quarterback.
Law Nation heard me.
He said he was joking.
I was joking.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear that part.
But truly, I believe he's the second best behind Jalen Hurts. Yes.
Why Jalen Hurts?
I think Jalen Hurts is everything that Dak. I think Jalen Hurts is everything Law would want Dak to be. Jalen Hurts is an actual.
His rookie year. Dak's rookie year is Jalen's number.
Yeah, Dak rookie year is his best year. Jalen Hurts is to me just a better quarterback. He's gotten better every year.
In what way? Is it completion? Yards, touchdowns?
In the big moments, I think Jalen is better. Y'all can't trip me up. I'm gonna stay consistent. In the big moments, I think Jalen is better. I think he's shown he's better. Dak has proven he's not that great in big moments. Tell me the big moment he was great in. I'm waiting.
Well, give me the big moment that Jalen Hurts showed up in. I want to know. Just break it down. Break down those games.
I tell you the big moments you just said. The Green Bay game, that wasn't a big moment. When
did we win? Did we win or did we lose?
Now you moving.
I said, did we win or did we lose? I didn't move no goalposts. I said that don't come up in the big moments. That means win or lose. Y'all talking about statistics, not me. Go ahead.
So winning and losing is the only way you good in big moments.
No
matter what.
Yes, this is a win and lose sport. You
gotta break down those games Jalen Hurts showed up in the big moments, man. I need to know. I want to know, man.
No matter how you play individually, all you got to do is be on the winning team, and that means you came through in the big moment.
Right.
I mean, of course, we know people like Brad Johnson and Trent Dilfer were not good quarterbacks, although they helped their team win the Super Bowl. I'm not talking about that. I'm saying Those teams had defenses. I'm talking about Dak Prescott with the Dallas Cowboys. Name me one. I'm asking y'all. We all Cowboy fans except for Twin. He's a 49er fan. Tell me the game where the big game that Dak has won. And
No, you got to give me the
big
big games that Jalen Hurts won. I need to know. I want to know.
Jalen Hurts led his team to the Super Bowl. So by that definition of
And then fumbles, right?
he
And then
did bigger in the
So did Rex Grossman. Rex Grossman led his team to the Super Bowl. So Rex Grossman better than Donovan McNabb. He better than Tony Romo. Rex Grossman is the best quarterback in 2006.
I'm better than these regular callers you got. Rex Grossman had Devin Hester, who's going to go into the Hall of Fame. Rex Grossman had a great defense. Rex Grossman, in no way, Rex Grossman was a Dak Prescott type of guy. He had good games, he had bad games. Facts.
I want you to look up Rex Grossman's stats in 2006 and do the comparisons and analysis of what Jalen Hurts did. They threw for the same amount of yards and same amount of touchdowns. Go ahead.
You said, whoa, I got to look that up now. Whoa.
Jalen, a lot to kick it to you. That team went 13-3. So that team went 13-3. Rex Grossman is the best quarterback in 2006 because they went to the Super Bowl. Although they lost by the way.
What did Jalen Hurts do in the playoffs before the Super Bowl? He had a great team around him doing all that, running and all of that. What did he do?
I believe
he ran the Super Bowl, but according to you, he didn't come up big because he lost. Right?
Hey, but see,
he didn't come up big.
I agree with you, but the only thing this is doing is like I'm not. You trying to get me to speak up for the Eagles? I'm speaking up for Jalen Hurts. No. I just think Jalen Hurts is a better quarterback than that. That's all. That's
all for what? All for 1 year, all for one sample size. And Dak Prescott broke his thumb, and that's the reason why he's better.
See, that's what I'm saying. Dak Prescott broke his thumb, but he broke his thumb, and there was a thumb injury in the beginning of the year, and then he had games where he had 40 plus points in the game, and Law Nation came on here. We got the best quarterback in the NFL. We got the best quarterback in the NFL. But now when he loses in the playoffs, my thumb hurt. Kellen Moore was a bad coordinator. The offensive line kind of struggled.
I got my brother from another mother here live, Vach Lombardi, who gonna bring the party. Man, come on, Vach, man. Help a brother out, man. Go ahead. I'm gonna tag my guy in. Go ahead, man. The floor is yours.
Hey, baby, can you give me my charger, please?
No, don't let that phone die now. No. Don't let it phone die.
Come on, man. Can you please get my charger?
Hey, bro, come on now, dog.
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Babe.
No, don't run off now.
I'm not.
We're gonna wait for you to get here. I'm gonna let my guy speak for me.
Don't get your charge. I just need 2 seconds. Don't get your charge. I just need 2 seconds.
You got 2. 1, 2.
So,
yes, sir.
So, you mean to tell me? Don't get your charge. I won't be long. You mean to tell me on God's Saturday on Al Green's internet, you giving Jalen Hurts credit for beating Josh Johnson and Daniel Jones and damn Fumble Sixton in the biggest game of the year?
I'm not giving him credit for that. I'm giving him credit for winning the playoff game. That's it. That's all.
Yeah, hear me?
Yeah.
So listen, bro, like there has to be context, bro. There has to be context. You can't look at what Jalen did versus that group of guys, then versus what Dak did versus those group of guys. Like Dak has had big games his entire career, but situation. That's making excuses, but you're not going to look us in the eye and say, oh, Jalen Hurts beat Josh Johnson. That's impressive. Because the same argument you just made for Rex Grossman and Rex Grossman supporting cast, you can make that same argument for Jalen Hurts, sir. Show me when Jalen Hurts has been better than Dak Prescott. When has Jalen Hurts ever been better than Dak Prescott, sir? When?
I just said it, but I'm not going to change. And you are this is Vach. You are the great. I'm not going to change just because you're here. I said by him making it to the Super Bowl alone, within that itself makes him better than, because other than that, Dak has. Can I finish? Other than that, Dak has owned him head to head. I'm not trying to disagree. I'm not arguing that. But to me, Jalen Hurts is everything we want to love about Dak. Jalen is all of that. Dak is not. I'm
So
sorry.
you mean to tell me Jalen Hurts can take Noah Brown and Dalton Schultz and Ezekiel Elliott and all them boys? You mean to tell me that Jalen Hurts and Noah Brown can just go to the promised land and just do whatever they want to do with Noah Brown, old Zeke, and Dalton Schultz? Is that what you telling me?
I don't know. I just hope Jalen Hurts don't hit him in the feet on Thanksgiving. Go ahead. Next question.
Y'all have a good day, man. I love y'all. Appreciate you, y'all. Y'all have a good day, man.
Yeah. I just
I'm laughing over here, crying, laughing over here.
Hey.
Hey, Twin, go ahead. I saw you with your head rolled.
Hey, I would say, man, it sounds like these folks who be saying Jimmy Garoppolo is the best thing since sliced bread. I'm like, bro, are we just counting the winning stats now for every quarterback that win on a really great team?
Exactly, yeah. That's crazy.
You want Jimmy Garoppolo?
To me, I said this on Lost Show before, and I don't like y'all can get everybody y'all want on here. To me, Dak Prescott, Jimmy Garoppolo, Derek Carr, all of them are the same.
No, they're not, bro.
Yes, they are.
What Jimmy Garoppolo has ever done?
I know. I just know Jimmy G was
Jimmy got the lowest.
I just know Jimmy.
Listen,
I just know Jimmy G was a deep ball away. That's all I know.
He got the lowest QB rate ever in 19.
Tell me his win-loss record.
So that's what you gonna go to.
I just said I know. I just asked a simple question. I just said what's his win-loss record?
You can't argue with some folks. That's your belief.
I just said what's his win-loss record. I didn't say what that mean or don't mean. I just said what's his record.
What's that mean? What's that mean?
He's a competent quarterback. Him, Dak, they're the same.
Jimmy Garoppolo in the last 7 years got the most playoff wins in the NFC. No one can get close to
that. We don't care about that.
You just said that. You
just said y'all don't care about that. That's what I'm talking about. Y'all don't care about that. Y'all care about regular season stuff. What you do in the playoffs don't matter. Long as you be 12-4. Long as
he threw the ball 8 times in one game.
Exactly. That's true. That is true.
Another game.
That is true. That is true.
He only averaged 117 yards passing per game in the playoffs, man. Bro, like
Dak averages what low? Can you tell us what Dak averages in the playoffs?
If the 49ers had Dak instead of Jimmy Garoppolo, they would have lost.
That y'all defense really good.
Oh hell! Now y'all trying
to trim me up, but it's all good.
Hey, one last thing, and I'm leaving. Right? One last thing.
Listen, go to the Raiders and trade Jimmy Garoppolo right now for Dak Prescott, since Jimmy Garoppolo made to the Super Bowl and he got a high winning percentage.
I said they're the same. I said they're the same.
Let Bacho on in right quick.
One last thing, though. One last thing. Jalen Hurts. Look, shouts out to Jalen Hurts because he did some fantastic things, right? But Jalen Hurts made this Super Bowl run with what, 16 Pro Bowlers? 16 Pro Bowlers, man. Dallas Goedert didn't even make it, probably, but he probably should have, right? 16 Pro Bowl. Dak Prescott is on this team with what 5? And goddamn, one of them is Turpin. And one of them is Turpin.
No,
so why are we having this conversation? Listen, let me tell you something.
Oh, man, go ahead.
So why are we having this conversation? Every time we always talk about Dak, we always put him in the same conversation with the best in the league. We don't never compare Dak Prescott to like Zach Wilson or something. If people really thought bad about Dak, then they'll put Dak Prescott in the same category as goddamn Zach Wilson. But we don't do that. We say Dak Prescott and Jalen Hurts. We say Dak Prescott and Josh Allen, all the best in the league. So you mean to tell me this character surrounded by 6 Pro Pro Bowlers, and one of them being Kevontae Turpin, who might get cut this year. You mean to tell me that man is in the same category as Jalen Hurts, who just beat Josh Johnson and Daniel Jones to get to the playoff? Y'all know names. I appreciate you, man. I'm gone, man. I don't even want to hear his response. I don't even want to hear his response because I bet I'm not even going to like it. I'm going 16 Pro Bowlers.
He say all of that, but I'm talking about only on offense. We had Amari Cooper, we had CD, we had a great offense.
And those three wide receivers have played a total of 6 games together. The three of them have never been on the field for an entire season. Those three receivers.
He did nothing.
He broke records. He broke Cowboy records with those receivers. They have never been on the field at the same time.
We're talking about the regular season again. That fans do not care about nothing but the regular season.
How about this? Who on Jalen Hurts' offense has he ever elevated? Because I've seen Dak take Randall Cobb and get him money, Cedric Wilson and get him money, Noah Brown and get him money. Who is Jalen Hurts ever elevated? He didn't make AJ Brown better. He didn't make Devontae Smith better. He didn't make Dallas Goedert better. Who has Jalen Hurts elevated? Dak Prescott gives people paid. Dak Prescott take care of families. Dak Prescott generates generational wealth. What has Jalen Hurts ever done for those families?
Dak Prescott should be given a fifth of his.
Jalen Hurts get people fired. Jalen Hurts get people fired. People gotta go because he's making money now. Crazy as hell.
One season that Jalen Hurts had. No.
I got to at least be able to respond to it one at a time. When Dak Prescott did wide receiver by committee, who did he uplift? To the great box. No, he didn't uplift anybody. He uplifted us to get a first round pick to go trade it for a coup. Yeah,
so how about this?
People, yeah, sure.
So how about this? Watch this. No. Watch this. That's fair. But on that token, what would Jalen Hurts do with Deontay Thompson, Allen Hurns, and fucking I don't even know their names no more. They don't even matter. What would Jalen Hurts do with them?
You are the great boss, but he would just run. See, the thing that we loved about Dak in the beginning is that he would run. But see, he bought into this narrative about the great box. People like
Dak got better. Dak got better passing the football. Dak got better. Dak got better.
Dak Prescott got so much better that he threw 2 interceptions in the playoff game. That we needed, that mattered. But since y'all only care about the regular season, okay, Dak was 12-4 1 year and whatever many games he won because Cooper Rush won 4 of them games. So stop saying he was 12-4. But
Cooper Rush didn't win shit. That run game and defense won those games. That run game and defense won. Cooper Rush led that offense to a whopping 27th in the league. Don't play with me, sir. I know the number. 27th in the league. 27th in the league won them games. That offense won them games. Shit.
I'm glad you said that. How many points did we give up in that 49ers game?
Dak Prescott came back and led us to.
How many points did we give up in the 49ers game? That's a simple question.
You tell me. Tell me. I want to see if you focus. You tell me.
We only gave up 19 points and somehow that still couldn't pull us through. But Law told us that holding the team to 19 points would be some great impossible thing to do, and we did it. Go ahead.
So how come all of the talented people on the offense did their job, like CeeDee Lamb? But when it's time to when they finally make the adjustment and they finally take away CeeDee Lamb, all right, Noah Brown, finish this up, take us to the promised land, Noah Brown. See, the thing that Jalen Hurts listen, if the one thing Jalen Hurts has, if they take away AJ Brown, you got Dallas Goedert. If they take away Dallas Goedert, you got 3 running backs you got faith in. If they take that away, you got first round Devontae Smith. If they take away CeeDee Lamb, you got Noah Brown and T.Y. Hilton that's been there since December, sir. And you mean to tell me if Jalen Hurts had to deal with a wide receiver that didn't have a job till December, he'll do the same thing with those guys? Be honest, my dude.
Can I rebuttal to that? Now,
please. And I'm sorry for screaming at you. I'm just passionate, and it's Saturday. And it's Saturday on the internet.
You should ask Law Nation. I'm built for this. So this now we had Amari Cooper on the team, right? Now
playing the fasciitis, right? Yeah.
Now, some would argue that Dak Prescott didn't even argue to get him back on the team. Dak Prescott said, "We good over here. We good in the NFC. We got this." And so now, don't try to make me say that Noah Brown is some great receiver, because I never said that. But
that's against the point. That's against the point.
No, that is against the point. But Dak Prescott, to me,
he said, "Yeah, that is against the point." That motherfucker agreed. He said, "Yeah, that's against the point." Okay.
I'm just saying about that Noah Brown thing. But Amari Cooper is a direct correlation to Dak. Dak basically said he didn't need him. So when you bring up what did he have around him, he had exactly what he said he wanted. He said, "We good. We got what we need." I'm never saying Noah Brown was great.
But that's not what we're talking about. We're not talking about Dak the general. No, listen, we're not talking about Dak being general manager. We're talking about Dak and his weapons and what he does comparative to Jalen Hurts and his weapons. What Dak wants and needs, and what Dak, whether Dak likes somebody doesn't matter. It's simply
problem. Dak is in the hierarchy of the organization. Shouldn't he not have a say in who's on the field? And don't hit me with that.
Listen, that does not apply to this conversation. If you want to talk about Dak the GM as a whole nother argument, we're talking about Jalen Hurts versus Dak Prescott. And I'm simply letting you know that Jalen Hurts has the better roster with 16 Pro Bowlers. On Dak's team, it has 5. But Dak Prescott has done equal, and I think Dak has done more work with the guys that he has versus Jalen Hurts with what he has. I'm letting you know right now, Dak Prescott throwing to Noah Brown plus CeeDee Lamb, to be fair, Dalton Schultz and all those guys. That's impressive what he's doing versus Jalen Hurts, who got first round pick here, best offensive line in the league here, running backs that you got faith in here. One of them just got paid elsewhere. That's what I'm saying. And then you got this. Please go ahead.
Again, it's about this whataboutism. Like, so I don't know what we're supposed to do about that. Yes, it is. Because if that team got that, can Dak have all the great players? Can Dak have the great coach, the great offensive coordinator, the great O-line? He needs a great right tackle.
Jalen Hurts do. Drop the bomb, Law. Drop the goddamn bomb. Drop that goddamn bomb, Law Nation. Drop that goddamn bomb, Law Nation. Drop that shit, Law Nation. Jalen Hurts need all that shit. Drop that. Jalen Hurts had 3 head coaches. Boy, don't play. Come on, man. You making my point.
How many have you said Jalen Hurts get coaches fired? How many coaches have Dak got fired? How many receivers have we went through? We went through everything. Oh Lord, he the one
that does not apply to this conversation. Huh? So hold on, time out, sir. You say how many wide receivers Dak then got fired?
No, I'm saying how many. I'm saying my coaches, and I'm saying how many receivers that we went through, like things of that nature. Like, come on,
because Dak make wide receivers money. Dak made Cedric Wilson, Randall Cobb, Noah Brown money. He elevated those guys.
Cobb was a decent receiver before he ever met Dak. Stop saying that.
So how come Randall Cobb left Dallas and he wasn't good anymore? How come?
He was a older receiver.
How come?
Hold on. Whoa. He with the Jets right now.
Cedric Wilson. How come? That don't mean he good. He on the team. He on the team, but that don't mean he good. How come? Cedric Wilson. Tell me about Cedric Wilson. How good Cedric Wilson's doing right now.
Tell me
about Cedric Wilson and what he's doing right now.
Tell me Cedric Wilson.
Cedric hasn't done shit in Miami. Cedric hasn't done nothing in Miami. And Dak Prescott took that man to a playoff game.
Whoa.
Okay, listen. Let me just say this, bro. Let me just say this, bro.
Hold on. Did Cedric Wilson have a good game in that game with Minnesota when Dak wasn't there? So I can make the argument that anybody could have did that what Dak did. So go ahead.
Oh goodness, that's a lot. Listen, how about this? When you at least agree? How about this? That's a lie. How about this? When you at least agree?
Cedric Wilson didn't have a good game in the Minnesota game without Dak. Yes or no? Before you go, yes or no? Did he not have a good game in that Minnesota game when Dak wasn't there? Yes or no?
Malik Davis got a good game under his belt. What you mean?
Come on, man.
What you mean?
So he's trying to.
How about this? Listen, check this out. One last thing. One last thing and I'm gone. Right?
Go ahead, big dog.
One last thing and I'm gone. When you at least agree that teams get good to a certain point, right? And then when they get good, they make that last Super Bowl push. Shouldn't they add as many players as they possibly can? Like that, like Pat Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league, but when he played against Tampa Bay, his offensive line was lacking. So even though he's the best quarterback in the league, nobody's saying, Pat Mahomes got to get a whole new offensive line to win a Super Bowl. Even though he did, nobody said that because when you make Super Bowl, No, they didn't, man. No, they didn't, dog. Pat Mahomes gets credit for being the best quarterback in the league. Jalen Hurts gets credit for being one of the best quarterbacks in the league. But both those rosters had to go through change to make Super Bowl runs. So how come is it when the Cowboys roster got to go through change to make Super Bowl runs, Dak Prescott's the only quarterback that can't do it by himself? Fuck, Pat Mahomes and Jalen Hurts can't do it neither. By themselves.
I don't disagree with anything you said, but I don't know how that goes against any argument that I've ever made. But I do agree with that.
Because Dak Prescott has done more with less and he's better. I love y'all to pieces. Appreciate y'all, our nation. Y'all be cool now. Bachelor party now.
Be safe, man. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for jumping in, man. Yeah, man. Woo! I didn't know that it was going to be this long of a show. You know, we're an hour, 30 minutes in. Hey, Brandon, final words for you, man, so I can let this rest of the people go in and spit their mind, man. But this was really good, though, Brandon. This was really good because, man, I'm glad to hear from others about Dak Prescott versus your opinion on Dak Prescott. I'm glad that I got people that agreeing with me. But go ahead, Brandon. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
I want to say first, shout out to Law for giving me this little spot. Shout out to everybody out here. And again, shout out to the people who even disagree with me. But I'm going to state this for the record before I go. Dak Prescott is 2-4 in the playoffs. I know y'all want to keep giving them passes, but he eventually got to do something. Shout out to Law Nation. Shout out to the nation. Shout out to me. Shout out to this show. How about them Cowboys?
How about it, man? Hey, before you run, Cole and Dwayne, y'all got anything that y'all want to say to Brandon before he depart?
Hey, just try to keep hope alive. You never know what's going to come up. This year might be the best year for you to go ahead and be on the Dak train, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
so we don't want you crawling on back whenever he start balling out. So, you know, you got to pick a side, brother.
I just want that Dak jersey if he ever somehow miraculously get to that Super Bowl.
Hey, I feel I pass you. You just want to win. I respect that.
That's all. That's it. That's all.
No doubt. Yeah. Dwayne, man, what you got, man?
No, I just wanted to say, you know, everybody talks about the games that Dak has lost. Okay.
Is he
there?
So when he lost against Green Bay in the playoffs, the defense failed.
Yeah.
If you look it up, when they lost against the Rams, anytime a team has given up over 253 yards rushing, they are 0-25. So quarterbacks, some of the Hall of Fame quarterbacks that lost those games. So all of a sudden, Dak is the one that's got to do it like a superhero. Come on, man.
I'm gonna just say this before I go. Law Nation love to compare Dak to the great quarterbacks. The great quarterbacks are measured by wins and losses in the playoffs. As it stands, Dak is 2-4 in the playoffs. Again, I'm gonna say it again. Dak is 2-4 in the playoffs. So I don't want to hear nothing about your excuses. Again, Law, whenever you need me on the show, brother, I'm here. I'm ready. I'm always ready. Shout out to the nation.
No doubt, man. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy your Saturday, man.
Enjoy yours, Law.
No doubt, man. All right, so that was a good show, man. Appreciate all y'all, man, for jumping in. Sonny, you've been waiting patiently, man. You've been waiting patiently. You're live, man. Sonny.
Hey, how about them Cowboys?
How about them, man? How about them, man?
Hey, who's that? Who's he gonna be thrown against in his first game? Who do we play in our second game of the season?
Jets.
And who's their defense? Who's he going to be thrown against? Who's going to be covering who in that?
I mean, we got the opening game against the Giants, the Jets, and then we play the Cards. I'm seeing us going 3-0 for the opening 3 games, so it don't matter. Yeah. I think that we're going to hit a good stride, man. I can't stand the Jets. because they got
Oh,
Aaron
no.
Rodgers, and I'm looking for revenge. Even though it's a
No,
different
I
quarterback, we're
do.
going all the way back to 2019. So I'm looking for us to get our revenge on those Jets, man.
Do you think the Jets will be good this year with Aaron Rodgers?
I think they were good last year. I think they was good last year. They were the top 3 defense in the National Football League, and they was missing out on a quarterback. So they got their quarterback now, and they should be good. So I don't want to hear no excuses for the Jets. They should be in the Super Bowl, for crying out loud. Cowboys, Jets, Super Bowl. Let's go.
Oh, wow. That's who you really picking, huh? You picking the Jets?
I'm just joking, but yeah, they should make it far, and they should go to the Super Bowl with all of the weapons that they got. No excuses for them, right?
Oh, okay. I was gonna say that's some Buffalo in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they're gonna have to pass the Jets on the defense.
Or do you think Buffalo's done blowing up, or do you think they're done with?
Defensively, they're gonna have to take a nosedive.
They did. They took a big nosedive, but it is what it is.
There's going to be teams who were in it last year is not going to be in it this year.
No doubt.
There's going to be some prize team. And it all depends on who's healthy at the end.
No doubt.
It's like our offense. If something happens to our offense, to our offensive tackles and all that, we're kind of screwed, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. We kind of screwed.
It don't matter who you have.
It don't matter who. All right, man. Sonny, wrap it up, man. Final words, man. I'm gonna get on up out of here, bro.
I'm gonna ask you, do you think if we'd had the wide receiver who we just signed this year, if we'd had him last year, you think we would have beat San Francisco?
Put it like this. Put it like this, Brandon. Put it like I'm about to say Brandon. But put it like this, Sonny. If we were 12-5 last year, with Noah Brown, Dennis Houston playing games and what have you, a hobbled Michael Gallup and all of those boys.
Yeah.
Do you foresee the Cowboys being at least a +2 win game if you have the likes of a Brandon Cooks juxtaposed to those guys?
Oh yeah, I honestly see us going 14-3 this year, if not even 15.
Right.
So
I'm saying the same thing for happening last year. We would be a +2 win game, and we would have been the number 1 seed in the National Football League on the NFC side. So yeah, I think
I would actually like to see Dak Prescott win the MVP this year. More so than I would like to see Michael Parsons win the defensive. But I'd love to see Dak Prescott hush up the critics.
No doubt, man. That's what I'm waiting on seeing. Sonny, before I let you go, man, let me hear you say it, fam.
How about them Cowboys?
How about them, baby? That's Sonny, man. Always call it in. We don't have a good time when he call in. We have a great time when he call in. Let's go. All right, y'all, man. I'm going to get on out of here. Give me some good old Saturday dinner and all of that good stuff. Shout out to you, Jay Versick, man. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you. He said versus the Chief. Had a 10-point lead and lost. I feel you on that. Shout out to you. I'm Jack. Became a YouTube member. Appreciate you for your support. Lad, appreciate you. Hurts beat a quarterback less 49er team and the New York Giants. And we're acting like he beat the 92 Cowboys. Exactly. And I appreciate you for your support. Double R, Brandon, thanks for the laugh and funny. Clown funny. I appreciate you.
Mr. Nasty kind.
Shame on Brandon too, man. Come on, man.
Shame.
And last but not least,
shame
for the super chat.
Shame.
Craven Cowboy. Mickey, appreciate you so much for jumping on and being part of this show. Thanks for having me on, Law. Much love to you. Let's get it.
Spartan! What is your profession?
Let's go. As we depart from this particular style and conversation, I would like to tell you guys right now that regardless of what happened during the regular season, Brandon do have one thing that's correct and one thing is right, and that is what we do in the postseason. Now, I'm not here to bash Dak Prescott, no, nor Mike McCarthy, nor Dan Quinn. I always say everyone have a reason, but results are what matter. So hopefully, for the 2023 season, we look back at what we seen in 2022 and said we was just as close last year. And all we needed was a little extra help. If we were able to be 12-5 last year with a Noah Brown, with a Anthony Brown, right? We got rid of the Brown. Just like what you do when you see Brown in your drawers, you get rid of the Browns. No offense to the Browns, but the Cowboys got rid of the Browns. And we added a Stephon Gilmore on the defensive side. We added a Brandon Cooks and let the brother cook. I tell people all the time, if you want a thing bad enough to go out there and fight for it, to work day and night for it, to give up your time, your peace, and your sleep. If all of your desires of it makes you quite mad enough that you don't get tired of it, and it makes you hold everything tawdry and cheap, if life itself seems empty and useless without it, and all that you scheme and dream is about it, if you'll gladly go out there and sweat for it and fret for it and plan for it, rain Dak Prescott, you will absolutely, at the end of the year, be able to get it, because you will be able to lift up that true Lombardi trophy and look back at what happened last year and say, hey, it was a stepping stone in the right direction. Ain't that right, Cowboy Nation? That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Go Cowboys. Shout out to you, Zach. 20 more days and I'm in Oxnard. You're going to be there long. Would love to get a pic with you. Appreciate you, Zach. I should be there, if the Lord willing. DC for life, not for short. Come on. Let's go. We up out, baby. Come on. Yes, indeed. One love, y'all. Appreciate y'all. Salute.